Hi everyone, I'm Charlene from So Dressmaking and welcome to part 3 of my Victoria dress sew along. So I have the bodice here all put together, the pleats are in and the side seams and shoulders are sewn up to the back. Next step is going to be adding the collar. So we'll be doing that now. I will be adding, of course, one of my labels into the back of it, and then we're going to attach the sleeves as well. So let's get started. So the first thing, so I have my label sewn on here into the middle. I like to sew, it's not easy, but I sew my labels on with the stitching on the inside. It's very fiddly, and sometimes I do end up sewing through the label, so I have to redo it, but I think it looks the best. So what we're going to do, so this will be the inside collar, and the outer collar has interfacing on it. So we just place these one on top of the other and sew around with a 1 centimetre seam allowance. So I should have mentioned before, that is the seam allowance for this pattern, but it's all marked on the pattern pieces. It's written on every pattern piece, which is good. I think typically most French patterns do seem to have a 1 centimetre seam allowance. Okay, so I'm going to sew around the collar here and then attach the outer collar, so the collar that has been interfaced, I am going to attach it to the neckline. So it'll go on around here like this, and then it'll all flip right side out, and I'll probably just hand stitch that down, or you can stitch in the ditch if you want. I prefer hand stitching it. I think it just gives a cleaner finish. So I will get those wee bits done and then we will be moving on to the sleeves. Okay, so the collar is attached. Now it took me a few times there just to get this here part lined up so that the end of the collar was coming to the edge of the neckline. It is quite tricky because of the shape, so you may have to play around with it a few times yourself and just see how you get on. There's no real notches or anything included in the pattern to kind of give you a better idea, but you just have to kind of just be really careful. And mine here, if I turn this all out, so I was trying to line the edge seam here, so this is where my collars are attached together. I was trying to line this up as best as I can with the edge of the bias here on this side, so you can see this is where the edge is coming up from the neckline, and this here is where the two collar pieces have attached. So you want to try and get that intersection there as close as possible. So I'm going to leave the collar now loose. I will hand sew that down later. The next step will be the sleeves. So here we go. First thing that we're going to have to do is 2 rows of gathering stitching around the sleeve head here, and then I am also going to overlock down the sides of my sleeves and sew them together, and then overlock around the bottom as well once I've got them all sewn up, and then I will be ready to set the sleeve in. So I now have both sleeves ready to set in, and this is going to be very similar to the floor top if you've watched it. If you didn't, so we have the sleeves right side out, and this is front back, and then the bodice will be wrong side out, and we're going to start off with matching the side seams here. Then next, match up all your notches. So, something to watch out for here. I make the mistake every time. With most English or American patterns that I have used, usually a double notch on the sleeve indicates the back of the garment, but on a lot of French patterns I've discovered that it actually means the front of the garment. So this here double notch doesn't go to the back as I would be used to, it goes to the front. So we'll swap that over. This side here, that's more like it. So again, match your side seams first, and I like to pin so that I can see the sleeve is facing up whenever I'm sewing. It means you have more control over where the gathers are all going to go. And so then we're going to start, pull these gathers in just a little bit. So there isn't a lot of gather in this pattern, a lot of it is just concentrated towards the sleeve head. So just gather it in a wee bit, and then find your shoulder notch, get it pinned in. Twisted here. There we go. So yeah, then let's pull this all in. So I'm going to try and get more gathers up here at the very top near the shoulder, and then sort of smooth them out going down. So I explained the last time that really, if you have a load of gathers kind of coming down from sort of halfway up your arm side down, it's not really going to do a whole lot because that's where your arm is sitting down most of the time. So I like to try and concentrate my gathers up towards the top of the sleeve, and it just gives that really nice sort of puff there at the top and a nice bit of volume. Okay, yep. So yeah, that is it there. So you can see here's my shoulder, and this is where most of the gathers are concentrated up here at the top. So I'm going to pin the other side in and get these both sewn into place. Then for these cuffs here at the bottom, all I do is a hem around the bottom but leave a gap, and I have, I think this was 6mm elastic, and so I'll do probably a 1 centimeter hem here. I'll just feed it through with a safety pin once I've cut it, and that'll give that nice sort of gather there at the bottom of the sleeve. So we'll get these sleeves set in now. So that's my sleeves set in. I need to just overlock the insides and do my wee bits of hand stitching, but I am really happy with how that is looking. There's just that nice wee bit of puff there. Might add a sleeve head in here just to give it a wee bit more lift, and then the bottom is going to have this lovely gathered cuff, and I just think in this fabric it's just so beautiful. It's just so, yeah, so happy with this. So yeah, the next stage is going to be attaching the waistband on the skirt. So it's an elastic back waistband, so the construction, it's different to anything that I have come across before, so it is hopefully the video will help you if you're trying this yourself. Yeah, and then that'll be it all finished. So I'm very excited. I think I'm going to try this on and see just what the sleeves are like, and yeah, I will see you for part 4. Bye.